Hondas making their way out there, and then we will have to rattle through all 30 of them on this grid fairly quickly, because that is a big grid. Robert starts on pole with Potter alongside Max Wheatley and Ethan Charles on the second row, James Fabricius and Sam Howell on row number 3. George Ralston starts 7th alongside Jensen White. Larry Price and Max Williams complete the top 10 with Jack Collinson and Harris Alley on row number 6. Amy Peacock starts 13th with Harry Samuel for company. Max Greytrex and Cameron Tipping are on row 8. Stanley Clark and Ralphie Branscombe on row number 9. Rio Wardali starts 19th straight into the A final alongside Lewis Hall. Then we've got Isabella Stansmore Wilson, Alex McCulloch, Bobby P, Ayrton Rye. Then we've got Alex Lynn, Mason Webster, Freddie Lines, Freddie Housego, Drew Davidson and Thomas Percox. In front of Maximus Lewis, Alfie Forrester, James Winstanley and Max Housego. That's 34 drivers into our A final, into our final, which we normally only have 30. So that's a slightly different way of doing things. Could be to do with the track capacity, but certainly the top 20 normally go straight through. So we'll see how that is. Either way, let's find out in a few moments' time who's going to take the spoils here in this one. It's a big grid. They're going to be gridded up all the way round that final corner here at GYG. Parents and helpers are going to be clearing the track. They're going to have to be quick, and then most of them then will run off and I'm sure athletically jump the barrier. Although if we spin the camera around, it might not be as athletic as they think. Red lights are on the overhead gantry. They distinguish and we're away and racing. It's a good start from Thomas Potter. Can he hold round the outside? Collinson is forced onto the grass on the inside, and he's got his arm up off the steering wheel. He's going to be slow up the Dragon Straight towards Spoon Corner. They're 2 and 3 wide. You don't want to be on the outside there, so everybody's going to try and sort themselves into some sort of single file, at least by the time they come out of this corner, so you don't get on the grass. We've seen a number of drivers being forced wide as they come down the hill, and it's Fabricius who has moved up from 5th to get into 2nd place behind Harris Roberts, with Thomas Potter in 3rd place. 12 minutes plus that 1 lap then in this final, as we see Amy Peacock and Harris Alley in front of Cameron Tipping making their way down this roller coaster of a hill here in North Wales for the end of the 1st lap. Through they come and over the line. Not sure we're going to have timing once again in this one. Up the hill they come then for the 2nd time. It'll be hard on the brakes. Everybody is through into that Spoon Corner. Roberts leading the way from Fabricius and Potter. The top 3 have broken away from everybody else. Ethan Charles, who's had a very, very consistent day, is 4th, but he's coming under pressure from the number 12 of Wheatley. I think that's actually allowed Harry Samuel to come back through into 5th place. So Wheatley in going for 3rd. Nope, they're still there, and it looks like it's George Ralston in the background as well, trying to run all the way around the outside here. That's going to be brave when you're offline and off the grippier tarmac. So Roberts leading from Fabricius and Potter as they head down the hill towards the carousel. Fabricius close enough here to take advantage of any mistakes. The problem he's got is Harris Roberts doesn't generally make any mistakes. So we get a graphic in the bottom right corner there of the time remaining. The timing isn't quite picking up in the way that we wanted, but that's going to show us what is left. So we're almost 3 minutes into this final with 25% of it already in the bag. Behind this top three is a very, very intense battle going on for all the other top 10 points, really. They're all nose to tail as we've got a driver across the grass there. I'm not sure who that was. It looked like one of the BSR carts as Ethan Charles gets forced wide in that corner. I think he's going to lose a couple of places as well as we pick up Ralston in 4th. Charles then down into 5th in front of the 8 of Harry Samuel. Then we've got Jensen White, then the 12 of Max Wheatley. Or we've got the 24 kart of Max Williams coming through. Fabricius trying to go all the way around the outside of Harris Roberts as they head up the hill. Not quite sure that's going to work for him, and it doesn't, and he slots back in. Yellow flag out at the top of the hill. Not sure what that's for, but that's going to negate some overtaking opportunities. And there's another stationary yellow out as they head into this complex of corners here. There we've got a kart off on the outside. That's one of the Housey Goes. That's the 69 kart. Looks like that kart stopped. Is moving again, but he's going to have to wait for it to come through. Hence why we had the yellow flags there. So no overtaking opportunity down the hill. Drivers just have to be aware that because there is, and that's the other one of the Housey Goes off as well. So Max and Freddie, both of them with problems. That kart not going anywhere at all. Looks like the problem there, either the engine seized or the brakes have locked on. But that kart not moving. That's on the outside of Spoon. So that's why we saw a waved yellow up the top there. And also a stationary yellow at the top as they come back up this hill in a few moments' time. There's some lap traffic approaching in front. We did see a car earlier on going all the way across the grass to rejoin. Did think it was one of the BSR carts. That looks like it could be Stanley Clark, who went off around about row number 8 or 9. So as they come round the right-hander, the leaders are going to start closing up then on some of that lap traffic as drivers not quite had the race that they were hoping for. It is the 51 of Clark. Once again, Roberts goes tight to the inside. Fabricius is going to try and have to run it all the way around the outside, but then we'll slot back in. The kart there still stationary on the outside from Housey Go. We're heading towards half race distance. It's 6 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. And we're heading still towards it, as we saw in the background there. The 38 of Max Housey Go, helmet off, making his way towards the marshal's post. Harris Roberts leading the way then still from James Fabricius and Thomas Potter. They've managed to find a way past Stanley Clark, so that's the lap traffic negated at the very least. And Fabricius goes wide into the final corner, sliding wide, has to get hold of it. Now, as Potter suggests that he pushes him along, Fabricius comes back down the inside of Thomas Potter, slots back in to second place, but they have lost a kart length or two back to Harris Roberts, and they have to try and close that one back in before they can really take advantage, try and put some moves on it. Ralston looks very comfortable now in 4th place as they make their way round the double apex right and then head down the hill towards this left-hander of compression corner. Cuts back down the drop, so the carts just drop away, go really light. Potter loses 2 or 3 kart lengths by going wide into that right-hand corner. Through comes Harris Roberts to lead another lap, as he has done from pole position. We've got a driver off there on the inside. That could be the 8 of Harry Samuel, or Sam Howell, sorry, on the inside. He's going to have to wait for everybody to come through. There should be, I think there's a flag out there at Marshall's post 2. That's not close really to any Marshall's post. 2 is further down the hill. Marshall's post 3 is round the corner. So if that kart is beached, that's pretty much going to be the end of his race. Or at the very least, he's going to be at least a lap down on the entire field by the time they come through. So it's Roberts still leading then from Fabricius, then Potter, then this Stanley Clark's lap number 51 kart in the middle of the pack. After that, it looks like it could be George Ralston in 4th place, but we'll get confirmation later on as they all come over the line. The kart is still stationary there, and I can't see a yellow flag on the post either as the drivers are defending. up there. There's a marshal's post on the outside there. No warning out there. There's one out down at the first corner, so the drivers expect to note that cart's there. There's Ethan Charles holds on to 5th place. Larry Price, though, now up into 6th. It's going to be the 12 of Max Wheatley behind, with Jensen White, and the 24 of Max Williams. So this is 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th coming through. Then it looks like it's Max Gray-Trex in 10th place in front of Harris Alley. So that's 10th and 11th respectively in the background. As the lack of timing continues to test the commentators' ability to spot carts. 3.5 minutes remaining as Ethan Charles gets his arm up off the steering wheel because he's not happy. Marshall is now over there trying to get that kart started. I don't know whether we've got a starting issue or whether it's just beached on the grass and he just can't get it going again, but we'll try and figure out that one. There is a green flag out though at 3, which allows overtaking opportunities into the Spoon corner, the tight one at the top of the hill. Ethan Charles holds on to 5th place. Larry Price in 6th behind, as there's a half a move down the inside there by the 12 of Wheatley, who tries to get a nose down the inside. Jensen White not too far back either, with everybody else bouncing through. Got Cameron tipping in around about 12th or 13th place as Larry Price gets the kart sideways over the curbs, and let's see whether he has to defend. Now they're closing in here on George Ralston in front of them. I don't know whether Ralston's got a problem because he was really comfortable in 4th place. There he is at the top of the hill. And as the rest of the pack, they're still battling behind each other, but they have reeled in George Ralston in the 99. Ralston in 4th place. Don't worry about Stanley Clark. He's come through. He's a lap down, having had some issues on the opening lap. Which the leading trio have come through, but Ethan Charles now is having to start defending. He'd moved a few kart lengths away, actually, from Larry Price, with Price having that snap oversteer and bouncing sideways over the curb on the previous lap. But Ethan Charles still taking those defensive lines, means that Larry Price and the rest of the chasing pack have managed to close back in. So Ralston in 4th, and there you see Ethan Charles really, really tight round that first corner. That's got to be scrubbing speed off round that first corner, and everybody else still chopping and changing. Jensen White moves through, I think, down the inside of Max Wheatley. I don't think Wheatley was expecting the entire pack to chop across so quickly, and it allowed Jensen White to come through alongside and down the inside. So he's right on the back now of Larry Price. So Ethan Charles, as he comes up, see there, once again parks the kart slightly in from everybody else. The leading trio still nose to tail as the timer continues to elapse down to 0 as we head towards the end of this race. 1 minute and 15. They're going to get 3 more laps in, because they'll get round before the last lap board comes out. Ralston in 4th with Charles in 5th. And Charles once again goes defensive to the inside. Price is going to get pushed along by Jensen White, and Thomas Potter is through on James Fabricius at the top of the hill into Spoon corner, and we've got a change for 2nd place. Harris Roberts continues to lead though, but now it's Thomas Potter taking up the charge against our championship leader, with James Fabricius being demoted down into 3rd place. 2 more laps I think we're going to get. I don't think they're going to get round in enough time to see the last lap board this time. They're not. 30 seconds remaining. Round they come. Over start finish. So they're going to be through. There's still no last lap board. They'll get that next time. So 2 laps remaining. Leaders coming up the hill. There's some lap traffic in front of them. As Harris Roberts takes curb on the inside, defends, and that's opened the door for Thomas Potter to come through down the inside. Oliver Fabricius as well, so James Fabricius down the inside, and Thomas Potter leads the way from the 91 of James Fabricius, with Harris Roberts now demoted to 3rd. He tried to defend to the inside. Fabricius down the inside. That's going to force Potter wide. Roberts comes through as well, back down the inside, and Roberts runs Potter wide onto the dirty tarmac on the outside. Fabricius leads with Roberts up into 2nd place. Potter down into 3rd. Lap traffic in front of them as they come through. Over start finish. I'm fairly sure the last lap board did come out this time as they head up. It is. There's confirmation it's a last lap. Potter uses Housego for a bit of slipstream as they make their way up. Now it's time for Fabricius to get hard on the brakes as they head up towards the Spoon corner. There's some more lap traffic in front. Not sure whether they're going to catch it, but Fabricius is tight to the inside. Could this be the first time that Harris Roberts does not stand on the top step here in the Cadet Kart Championship? Will he get the cut back to the inside on Fabricius? Fabricius white lining it all the way round. Will there be a dive to the inside? There is from Harris Roberts, and he's through. He's salvaged. On the final few corners, Harris Roberts dives through to come through and make it 5 from 5 in finals here in CKC to take the victory from Fabricius and Thomas Potter. Then on the final complex of corners, Charles for 5th, Ralston 6th, and this contact over the line between Larry Price and a few others as well. Looks like Wheatley was involved. Looks like they have all managed to get round there okay, because there's no yellow flag coming out just to warn the other drivers. Everybody's through cleanly after that incident. Can't bring you, unfortunately, the top 10 or the top 20 because the timing is doing us no favours at all. But it was Roberts from Fabricius, then Potter, with Ethan Charles and George Ralston, the top 5 here at Glan Gors.